Howdy, Jared. I hope your vacation is treating you well. I'm in the new studio today, and I'm going to just quickly build a couple of elements on your button bar so that you can see how to do it for when you come back. You'd probably be able to figure this out on your own, but at least that way you'll have a video to back up to. So as you can see, we've got the two screen panel here for the next gen. There's screen 1, screen 2. If you look on the screen 1 of next gen, you'll see these options up here, and where you're going to highlight, and this is kind of fuzzy, but it's control. That's where you want to get this started. You can see it looks like kind of a control board. So you click on control when you're in the next gen function. If the control button isn't lit, nothing happens. I'll just go ahead and turn off the control button for you real quickly here. And when you can see that, well, actually control's lit up, you have to exit out. So we'll X out of it. And when you came into next gen, you would see that control just isn't lit up. Okay, so next gen's here. You can get to it down here with this little icon with the X in it. Okay, so we'll go up here, we'll click on control. Okay, now typically button bars open up on the other screen. So you can see that there's a button bar over here, and that's Matt in the Morning's button bar. This drop down menu allows you to go through the button bars that are created. You can see I have one, you don't. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a new button bar. And you go to Add Page, which is on the bottom of the button bar page. Click on that, and it's going to ask you to name it. This came up blue. So let's go ahead and just name this. I'm going to type with one hand here, so this will be a little slow. So there's Jared Thomas. Okay, so now you can see that you have a blank button bar. Now, at this point, you do not have a button bar yet. You don't have a button bar until A, you drag an event into it, and B, you save your page. You can see it says save page right there. Okay, so we're going to drag some events into it. Now, you've got a few different events that you need on your button bar. One is going to be segues. That's where our legal ID is located. That's in the prod screen. So when you click on prod, you'll get a number of events up here. And you can see that one is spot. Actually, on this menu right here, you can see that you've got, if you follow the cursor here, you've got spots, I believe, right here. Music, if you want to drag a song in, songs. Promos, segues, these are all fuzzy, so they're not doing you a lot of good right now. But you can see at least where they're at. So you click on prod up here. And again, if you take prod off, that screen goes away. So click on prod up here. These are the events that you have. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to add a couple of events. We're going to click on segue. Okay, and here's a number of things that I've been working on over the last couple of days. One of those is our sweepers. So you can see I'm scrolling down here, and you can see that our sweepers are in here. Now here's a legal ID. I'll try to put that up there. So you can see the KNOX legal ID is here. So we're going to start by adding that to your button bar. So it's this simple. Click on it and highlight it. Drag it over to your button bar screen. Let it go. The legal ID is now in there. If I hit save page right now, Jared Thomas has a button bar. You can see it now on the drop down menu. Okay? So the next thing that you need to know how to do is you typically will have bumpers that are in your button bar. So those are located in beds. Beds are typically where you're going to find most of the music beds that we already have. Okay? So in beds, I hit news, my mistake. Here's beds. You will see that I have renumbered all of your bumpers. And you had 120 of them that were listed as JT bumpers. But what you'll notice here is that when you get into the JT bumpers, they all have the same first number system. 76010 if you can't read that. Now you'll notice there's a cut number behind the hyphen. That's because we've renumbered all of these so they will rotate for you. So you can't drag these in individually because they would be individual cuts, but you can go to the button bar and tell it to add rotations. So on item B in your button bar, we're going to right click and you're going to get a menu for what you want to add. And you will click on add rotations. Now a group of rotators that are in the system pops up over here when you click on add rotations. Drag the mouse down, and again we're looking for 76010 as your rotator. So we'll drag through, we'll drag through, we'll drag through. We went a little bit too far. keep going, and here's JT's bumper beds 76010. Now again, it's this simple. Drag it into an item, release. Boom, now your bumpers are there. Now let's prove to you that they rotate. So there's one. Now I've stopped it. This is just me left clicking, by the way. I'll left click again. Different. I'll left click again to stop it. And we know we have successfully added a rotator. So that's how you add a single cut. That's how you add a rotator. I'm going to flush out the rest of this. I'll put your weather sounder in there. And then what I'll do when I get over to the studio today is I'll take a screenshot of what you have on your bumper bar and try to find some of those. Some of the elements we may not be able to find right away just because they may have been deleted in the mass delete, but they're still available over in the other building. So as you find them, we can get them into a button bar for you. But that way you know how to add things to your button bar that are in the system. That should get you started for when you get back. Talk to you soon. Enjoy your vacation.